Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. It's been very long, but that's because I've been just doing box breaks and I've been waiting for my Donruss blaster to arrive. Because as you all know, I live in the Philippines and it takes a while for stuff to get here. But I do have some content in mind and I am going to be discussing them with you. As you can see, this is the new setup. I just moved this forward to my bed. This is actually my uh, headboard over here. It's a lot cleaner and it looks better, and I think the lighting is also better. Today I'm just going to talk about, as you can see in front, this is going to be all about my Lakers collection. I said in my previous video that my personal collection is the Lakers, and I'm not strict with them being in uniform as long as they became a Laker and I have their card. They're part of my collection. So you're gonna see some obscure players here, maybe some players who just played a year, maybe not even finished the year with the Lakers who are here. And yeah, it's gonna be a really fun time, and it's just more content for the channel, which I'm really trying to grow. So please like, comment, subscribe, and also hit that notification bell so that we can continue to grow this group. I'm really excited to do more videos for you, and I have a lot of more content in mind with NBA cards related, but also talking about basketball, which is something that I'm very passionate about. Let's start my personal collection with my top two that you can see already right here. These two are who I consider the best Lakers of all time. Sorry to Shaq, sorry to LeBron, sorry to Kareem, but these two, they started with the Lakers and they became Laker legends over the years and established their names. Then they're both five-time champions. I'm talking about the 6'9" legendary point guard Magic Johnson. This is the upper deck. I bought this from a... Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, yeah. I bought this from Courtside as a single. And, I mean, come on, it's Magic. I don't think I've ever seen a point guard that tall handle the ball that well. I mean, I understand LeBron is also in that same league almost, but a truer point guard was Magic. And at 6'9", being able to pass and handle the ball the way he did, there's a reason why he was Magic. And of course, my favorite player of all time, you can see the very nice, oops, you can see the very nice pop figure that I have there, Funko Pop. It's Kobe Bryant. This one I got him from a seller on Facebook. I mean, like I said, it's not the best quality. This is something that you won't be sending to Panini, but for your personal collection, especially for me, that's a Kobe fan, I'm really happy with this. Although I really want a Slam Kobe. If I can get my hands on a Slam Kobe, that's gonna go on that collection. It's gonna go on that top side. It's gonna go on that. It's gonna be top loaded and it's gonna be displayed all the freaking time because that card is beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay, moving forward, let's talk about some cards that I have of Lakers players who are not wearing the Lakers uniform. Starting off with the All-Star this year, Julius Randle. When he came into the NBA, I was so excited because after Wiggins and Jabari Parker, if I'm not mistaken, he was one of the top guys. Julius Randle was one of the top guys. Although there were just some questions about how he'd fit with the modern NBA. I mean, he's an all-star now, so I don't think that's a question mark anymore. Yeah, very nice. Julius Randle. Next up, some Filipino pride in the house. Utah Jazz. Future probably Sixth man of the year? Question mark. Jordan Clarkson. Man, if he could just suit up for the Philippines, that would be in Olympic play or FIBA play. That would be amazing. Next up, Quinn Cook, short-lived Laker, but he was part of the Lakers. Used to be part of the Golden State, as you can see right here. But also part of my PC. This is from Prism. Got this from a repack from way back. Next, one of the other obscure Lakers, Kent Bazemore. Some of you leave the comment down below. You might not be able to remember when he played, but he did play, and he played while Kobe was still in the team, in Kobe's latter years, in 2014. Not sure if he finished the season with the Lakers though. I think he got traded to Atlanta later in the season. Kent Bazemore. Next up, also a short-lived Laker from the early 2000s, I believe. It's Brian Grant. Got this from a repack from Courtside. This is from Fleer 94-95. When he was still playing for the Kings. Probably being beasting for the Kings. Yeah, I remember when he played. And in the video, when I did the Courtside repack, I didn't even remember that he was a Laker. So apologies to you, Mr. Brian Grant, but you're now part of my PC because I remembered. Next, Laker right now, although he hasn't been playing the best, but I think he's just waiting for the playoffs to unleash all of his skills. The big Spaniard, Big Spain, Marc Gasol. I have an Illusions card that I pulled myself from an Illusions fat pack, and a Prism that I got from a repack. Prism Marc Gasol and a Illusions Marc Gasol from the Raptors and Memphis, but he's now playing for the Lakers. I'll just keep repeating myself all the time. Next up, another short-lived Laker, but I wish the Lakers held on to him. Second rounder, Thomas Bryant. He was having a really, really good season right before that injury, unfortunately. But before that, he was doing really, really well. And I'm sure he's going to be a part of the Wizards' long-term plans. Him and Denny Avdija. Next, current Laker. I thought he was going to get traded. I'm relieved that he wasn't in a way because he's one of the reliable scorers off the bench for the Lakers. Former Clipper Montrezl Harrell. Although I did find it funny how he had a scuffle with Dwight Howard, and Dwight Howard was the one who got kicked off because I think Montrez started with the hand stuff on Dwight early on, and then Dwight just fought back. But it is what it is. Montrez from the Clippers before, now with the Lakers, crossed the hallway. Another short-lived Laker. This was just signed during the bubble, but he is a champion for the Lakers. Something that some Lakers can't say for themselves is J.R. Smith. I don't know what to say, but I mean, he's a champion for the Lakers, I guess. Next up, a short-lived Laker from a courtside repack. Ramon Sessions, still playing for the Bucks in that uniform, but it says Cavaliers here, was on his way to the Cavaliers. This is a really unique card because he's part of my Lakers collection. I remember, like I said in that past video, Ramon was supposed to be the solution for the Lakers when they were having troubles at the guard position because I think Derek Fisher was injured often and he wasn't that reliable anymore. They had Lamar Odom, Kobe, Gasol, and they thought that Ramon Sessions is the missing piece. Very interesting. That didn't really work out because he left during the off season. Next, a current Laker. I have two cards of him, one for the Dallas Mavericks and one for the Milwaukee Bucks. It's Wesley Matthews. Wesley Matthews was a stud in Portland, an absolute stud. He continued his career being a really good starter, and I mean, at his age right now, he's a bit older, so he's not that efficient anymore as he used to be. But the playoffs are coming up, and these are the type of veterans that the Lakers need to really step up when the game is on the line. And I think he has that capability still. Got this from a repack, got this from a box break. Next up, former Laker. I think he just he was one of those players who came in way too early for the Lakers, and I really, really wish they didn't let go of him. It's Sweet Lou. I have his Illusions card for the Clippers and an NBA Hoops. Now he's in Atlanta, but I really, really wish the Lakers didn't give him up. He was during that, he entered the Lakers during that weird time when Nick Young was like perceived to be like the leader of the Lakers since Kobe was out. Swaggy P Nation was taking over. Yeah, Sweet Lou. Wish we still had him. Next. This next player, this is someone that I was so hyped about when he got drafted by the Lakers. Cause I was expecting the Lakers to go this way as everyone was expecting. But then the Lakers went with this guy instead, and I was so stoked because it's not typical for the Lakers to do that on draft day. But anyway, I'll just jump straight to it. It's D'Angelo Russell, number 2 pick from 2015. People were saying they were gonna go for Jahlil Okafor because he was the next best prospect after Karl Anthony Towns. I personally thought that they should draft D'Angelo Russell instead because I think he had the better ceiling than Okafor. So when I was watching the draft and the Lakers were coming up after Karl Anthony Towns was obviously drafted number 1, I was like, okay, whatever. They're gonna get Okafor. There's no way they're not gonna get Okafor. And then Adam Silver came up to the podium and said, with the number 2 pick, the 2015 NBA draft, the Los Angeles Lakers select D'Angelo Russell. And then I just went crazy. He was wearing that Ohio State red. Unfortunately, Ball came soon after, and they decided they don't need D'Angelo anymore, even though D'Angelo has a potential as a shooting guard. He's now playing. He went to the Nets, started there for a bit, got pushed back to Golden State. Don't have that card, unfortunately. And now he's playing for the Wolves. I have his Orange Illusions, something that I pulled myself, or Orange Parallel. And I wish him the best because he's one of my favorite young LA Lakers players before. Even with all that controversy with Nick Young. Next, when they drafted this player, this is someone that I was hoping that they wouldn't because number 3 was more appealing to me, but the Lakers went with him anyway, even though they had D'Angelo already, and that is Lonzo Ball. I mean, Lonzo is a really good player, but considering that the next player drafted after him was Jason Tatum, the guy who admires Kobe so much, tailors his game after Kobe. I wish they had drafted him instead. But they went with Lonzo Ball for obvious reasons that he's an LA kid, and at the time he was a very good leader for a very underdeveloped UCLA program. UCLA has been struggling for years. Then Lonzo Ball comes in and changes everything. So everyone was hyped for him. Plus, again, he's an LA kid. And who doesn't want to draft a hometown hero? Lonzo. They didn't need him. They had Russell, but whatever. Well, they had Ingram too. Oh, imagine if you had. Oh, imagine if you had Russell, Ingram, and Tatum. Next, we have one of the players that played with Kobe, but was a bit too old already at the time. Steve Nash, a legend for the Suns, a legend for the Dallas Mavericks, a legend for the Lakers. I guess that just carries with the name. Steve Nash was a really good player. Unfortunately, he was plagued by injuries during his time with the Lakers. And the last player that I have that's not wearing a Lakers jersey. There's still more here coming up, and I should speed it up because it's already 16 minutes. I blabber too much. I'm sorry. I hope you're enjoying this video. Next up is Pau Gasol, Kobe Bryant's best friend. I love this dude. This man is one of the best Lakers players of all time. And I wish I had his Lakers card, but I only have his Spurs. I got both from repacks. I got in NBA Hoops and a Prism. He was the perfect fit alongside Kobe. I mean, people can argue that Shaq was the best right-hand man. Kobe and Shaq were like the best 1-2 punch, but nobody complimented Kobe more than Pau Gasol. Their mentalities match. The way they see the game match. They have that instinct in them that can lead any team in the NBA to a championship, and I'm glad that they did it for the Lakers. And I'm still so happy following Pau Gasol on Facebook, seeing how he is honoring Kobe and staying close with the family, being a great uncle for the kids. Pau Gasol. And since this video has been really, really long, I think I'm gonna end this part 1 right here. These are all the Lakers players, part of my PC that I don't have a Lakers jersey version of. But for the next part of this video, I will show you some cards that I have of players in their Lakers uniform, and watch out for that. And there's more story time for that. And again, if you like this video, please leave a like. If you want to say something, leave it in the comments. Tell me who was your favorite player from this pile of cards, and whatever else you want to say. Just be kind and be nice to everyone, and also wear your mask, and also stay safe, and also subscribe and hit that notification bell, because I'm gonna see you guys. I hope to see you guys in the very next video, the part 2 of this and all the rest. Thank you.